Hi, welcome. Sorry that we weren't able to get together, but we wanted to do the next best thing and present to you a bit about this capstone. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Nurse Debbie. She's done so much of the legwork, building on what we've done in the past and taking this to the next level. Now, typically, this trip is done later in the year, but given this opportunity and all the legwork that Nurse Debbie has done, I couldn't pass it up. It is a great opportunity, as you will see. So just so you know, we're going to leave Tuesday, and Tuesday we're going to leave at 8 o'clock from the parking lot, and we're going to head to the Baseball Hall of Fame. And while we're there, we're going to have a tour. One of the things that I want to point out is our tour guide is Jewish, and she's fantastic. And the reason why we're going here is because we're learning about promises to keep, rather, a biography about Jackie Robinson written by his daughter. We are reading that because we want to understand the influence of cultural aspects and how they come out in literature, and also to understand how to write a biography. Your child will write a biography about you. That's something to come. So that's why we're going to the Baseball Hall of Fame, because we're to understand the significance of culture. And in our country, this is our national pastime, baseball, and it's much more than a game, which we'll learn. And then from there, we're going to drive to Herkimer. And Nurse Debbie will tell you a little bit about it there.
In Herkimer, oh, hello everyone. In Herkimer, we're going to be going to the Herkimer County Historical Society, where we will get a personal tour, and they have exhibits of multiple different things, including an exhibit on World War I, women's suffrage, which is a unit that your students will be studying. There's something on the Erie Canal, a little bit about industry of Herkimer County, and also the history of the house where the museum is contained, which is a former doctor's office and has never been used as a house that people actually live in. It's always been used as a doctor's office and now a museum.
So after that, our accommodations are at the temple in Herkimer. Fun fact, that's where our head of school is from. So she has some ties here, and it's worked to our advantage. We were here last year, and they were so good to us. They made sure that we had proper kosher meals and a place to stay. Now, the place to stay is going to be largely couches and the floor, so bringing a sleeping bag and a pillow is advisable. While there, we're going to watch a baseball movie, a rated PG baseball movie, and just to get us in the whole mood, to keep us going with what we've studied here with with Jackie Robinson and the Baseball Hall of Fame. And then after that,
And here I am again, Nurse Debbie. After that, we will be heading to Albany, where we will be participating in the Mental Health Matters Day. This is sponsored by the Mental Health Association in New York State. And this is going to be very exciting. We will go to some speaker events at the beginning. Then we will have a personal meeting with a legislator, most likely a legislator from this area, but if not, it will be a legislator. We will get some time to meet with that person. They are going to provide us a kosher vegetarian lunch, which is very nice of them. We will also participate in a rally for mental health right on the steps of the Capitol building. And if the weather is inclement, we will do this rally indoors. After that, we will also get a tour of the Capitol building by a tour person. It's probably going to be one of the people from the Mental Health Association. And one of the reasons we're doing this is to show how advocacy by this group has enabled New York State to require mental health to be part of the health curriculum in all health classes in New York State. So that's kind of exciting for us.
yeah, and we know the importance of mental health. So this is a great partnership. Being a humanities teacher, this is something that we couldn't ignore. And you know, this is something that's very much the hot topic in our country, in our world. So for these students to have this opportunity this young in their life to have an appreciation and an understanding, it's fantastic. Now, when we're done there, we're going to, and this is great because I'm from the Albany area, and I remember going here as a kid. So Nurse Debbie being able to secure this, it made me so happy to be able to go to the Cultural Education Center there. Now, one thing is, I know in the past we've gone to Howe Caverns. Unfortunately, it's not going to be open at this time, and the Fenmore too. But you'll find that this New York State Museum has so much to offer, which ties into what we're studying in social studies for New York and ancient Western civilization. Now, Nurse Debbie's going to tell you a little bit more, and after that we'll leave. Nurse Debbie's going to tell you a little bit more about some of the details here.
Right. So as our capstone trip, this will take place starting Tuesday, as we said earlier. We will leave the parking lot at 8 a.m., so please be there prior to that. And we will give you an itinerary. When you get this in your email, you'll also receive a email copy of the field trip permission slip as well as the itinerary, and I will place hard copies in your child's backpack today. So we will leave March 12th, and we will head, as Mr. Provasi said, to the Baseball Hall of Fame from here. The total cost of the trip is actually $5 per student. However, the school is contributing $40 for each student. So we are asking the parents to contribute $45. The first payment of $25 is due as soon as possible, and the second payment will be due on March 11th. In case you're wondering, we will be traveling by a rental van, probably a Dodge van or something like that. So there will be plenty of room for all of our students as well as our gear. So please bring, there will be a list on this permission slip of items to bring, suggested items, sleeping bag, pillow. If your student requires any medication, please talk to me and we'll take care of that. We'd like you to send along 6 kosher nut-free snacks, which we can hold on to for your students. We will have sandwiches and other snacks in the car from the school for lunch on Tuesday and snacks all throughout. We will be receiving a wonderful supper as well as breakfast from the Herkimer Beth Joseph Synagogue. Please bring soap, towel, flip-flops if you like, toothbrush, toothpaste, night clothes, something to wear for March 13th. Camera is optional. You can bring a cell phone, but please put it on airplane mode. And if your student would like to buy a souvenir in one of our locations, please send them with no more than $25.
Yeah, I want you to note that we changed it from 40 to 25. We just don't want to have a big economic hardship from this. And usually, if a student has money, so ignore the $40 on the bottom. If they have money, they just feel inclined to spend it, and they lose the importance of this trip, which is to experience the trip. And the gift shop is just a side at the end of it. So we're trying to keep that focus well placed.
Mm-hmm. And there is a student behavior contract for your student to sign. And also we will be doing our prayers during the whole trip, so that will continue. And if you have any questions, I want you to please feel free to call me. You will have our cellular phone numbers as well at the end of this video.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time and attention. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit us. With that, David out and Nurse Debbie.
Out. Oy vey.